Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Well, things are heating up, isn't it? Oh, boy. Man, there's always something going on. So, Tyson Fury, he beats Deontay Wilder. He beats Dillian White. He announces retirement. He hires a new trainer. Then he comes out of retirement. Then he goes to the WWE and fights. Then he tries to fight Chisora. Then he says he wants to fight Usyk. Then he said he's going to retire if he does. Then he wants $500 million for the fight. Now he's saying Usyk doesn't want to fight. He can't wait for him. He's scared. Now Tyson Fury has offered AJ a fight. Let me tell you, you really need people like Tyson Fury in boxing. Are you not entertained? Isn't that what Tyson Fury says? I mean, what's going on with the Gypsy King? I tell you what, though. All the other shenanigans may have just been his Gypsy King antics to keep his name in the media and to stir the pot, you know. But what's going on between him and AJ? I don't think so. Now, for those of you who don't understand what's going on, you know, he's offered his compatriot, AJ, a shot at his WBC title. And the thing is this. He's not playing around here. Now, when he offered Chisora a fight, Chisora, to me, should have took it. But he didn't take it. He offered him like $2 million. And I think Chisora wanted $3 million. And Tyson Fury's like, get out of here. But he's offering AJ 40% split of the purses. And a lot of people are saying that this is going to be the biggest fight that, you know, the country had ever seen. But when you look at the fact that he's offering AJ a 60-40 split, of course 60% going to Tyson Fury, that to me is a very fair offer. Now, this is what makes that funny to me. Because Fast Eddie, right? He's so damn miserable right now because he's always talked about the belts, having the belts, those being bargaining chips. That's your leverage. If these guys want a shot at the belts, then they got to take what we give them, right? Eddie Hearn has always twisted people's arms, squeezed them until their eyeballs popped out, right? Shrewd businessman. You want to fight me for the chance at these belts? You take what I give you. And then for the rematch, because I gave you a shot and you beat me in the rematch, I still get an 80-20 split or something crazy like that. If you beat me a second time, you go and do what you want. Those are the kind of contracts that Eddie Hearn has put in the faces of guys challenging for the belts. So now Eddie Hearn and Joshua are in that vulnerable position that Joshua's opponents were in. And Tyson Fury knows it. Remember, Tyson Fury, Frank Warren, Bob Arum have tried to do business with those guys before. And they weren't trying to be flexible at all on that purse split. You know, it was almost a little unfair. But they both are going to make a lot of money. But now Eddie Hearn is there. And he's still, let me tell you, you remember how Luis Ortiz and his team, his management, they messed up that $5 million payday and opportunity to challenge AJ for all those belts at Barclays or at Madison Square Garden when Big Baby Miller fell out for cheating on the test or pads or whatever. Eddie Hearn may fumble this ball because he's trying to play hardball. Look, man, Joshua doesn't have the belts anymore. Now he's still a big draw. He's still a big draw. Like no one's gonna argue that. But at the end of the day, you don't deserve 60-40 in your favor. How the hell does Eddie Hearn think he deserves 60-40 in AJ's favor? Because AJ is the biggest draw in the heavyweight division. Let me tell you something. Tyson Fury has earned his position. And you could say, oh, well, he fought Wilder. He fought probably the biggest threat in the heavyweight division. And Wilder fought, they were equally the two biggest threats in the heavyweight division. And AJ, there was a three-headed monster, but Wilder and Fury, there were problems, right? He got in there and they pushed each other. So they elevated each other. Even in a loss, Deontay Wilder elevated himself. Tyson Fury definitely elevated himself. Even with the conspiracy theories and all the crap and Kinahan and all this mob involvement, he still bubbled his profile way up above everyone else, all other heavyweights. So it is what it is. But now, to me, there's no argument here. There's not much to negotiate. They need to sort out who's going to air the fight and how they're going to split all that. But Tyson Fury is the A side. But Eddie Hearn is still out here, and I get it. Anthony's a draw. Joshua's a draw. He's still going to sell tickets. But you're not in a position to demand no 60, damn 40. And you damn near you're lucky if you get 60-40, but you're talking about 50-50. He's not, you can't be serious. And AJ's they're talking about fighting in November or December, I think, November, right? And Anthony Joshua. I don't know what to say. But Tyson Fury's smart. He knows what Anthony Joshua just went through with Usyk. He knows he's desperate to get belts back. Okay? So that's the second thing. He knows he took damage. He took some damage in there against Usyk. Okay? Also, he knows that he's not, he's got some mental health issues going on right now. So psychologically, he's not there. So what you see from AJ is more of a knee-jerk reaction, agreeing to the fight. But Eddie Hearn is more like, let's settle down, let's look at this. And AJ's like, let's just take it. And Hearn's like, no, let's stop and look at it. Because Hearn, I've done a video on this, I think you guys would agree. Hearn can't afford to let AJ take another loss. But Hearn's also about money. But he knows the challenges that AJ's going to face going in there against Tyson Fury. Because this isn't just Fury and AJ, right? This is Frank Warren and Hearn, right? So you got the fighters, and then you got the promoters. So you get like a 2-for-1 here, man, because they don't like each other. And Frank Warren is sitting back, he's just gloating, man, loving this position because Eddie Hearn hates not having really any say-so. No belts, no titles, they're the B-side. They're the losers. And imagine if Eddie Hearn was in a position Frank Warren was in, him and AJ, the position Frank Warren and Tyson Fury in. Eddie Hearn, we trying to offer that man 90-10, a 90-10 split, right? Oh my gosh. Crazy. But at the end of the day, some people say the fight may not happen, but I think there's a chance of it happening because they believe that they can hit about 2 million pay-per-view sales. Now, I don't know if it will hit that, but just because they hit 2 million in pay-per-view sales, you think about Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao selling 4.5 and Floyd making over 300 million and Pacquiao making over 100 million. That's not what's going to happen here. So with 2 million sales, that's half of that. So that's not going to be 150 million for Fury and 120, and then like 60, 70 million for AJ, because the price point on the pay-per-view buy is significantly less than what they were charging for Pacquiao Mayweather. They'll be lucky if they charge $30 for it, okay? But they'll still make some money, but it's not going to be that Pacquiao Mayweather money, all right? And this is a fact, okay? So that's when some people, especially stateside, they don't understand. A lot of us don't really understand that when they do pay-per-view over there in England, it's like $19, $20, $30. But for this, it'll probably be around $30. So that's still significantly less than the price that was charged for like a Pacquiao Mayweather. And I think these guys could actually get away with charging $70, $74, $99 for that fight. A lot of people would buy it. I don't know if it'll do 2 million, but it could. This is a huge fight, 2 huge names. Now, supposedly, Frank Warren sent the contract over to Eddie Hearn and his team. And they were looking at it, and that's where Eddie Hearn started talking a little bit about the split and, again, what Joshua still brings to the table. You know, Eddie Hearn's really good. He's a good talker, and he's experienced, and he's not going to sit at a negotiation table and just accept what you throw at him. But at the end of the day, even Eddie kind of wants to get back in the game again. He wants to get back in the belt game. So he may really look at AJ and say, hey, let's try it. But we got to be honest. Everyone has to be honest here. What can AJ really do that Wilder couldn't do? Okay? Because this AJ is he's not mentally strong like Wilder was. But he is technically better. He has more ability, no doubt about that. But I'm just not sure where he is. I think AJ could definitely win. I don't think it's going to be easy. I have to favor Tyson Fury, but AJ has what it takes to beat everybody. But is he going to be there mentally? Who's going to train him? If it's not Robert Garcia, who's he going to now? What style are they going to show him that's going to confuse him? Like, all the disadvantages side to AJ, you know? And Tyson Fury, man, he's rolling. He's got his same team, same style. He's riding the wave. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I just think the fight can go forward, but I still think there's some doubts, even though they have a contract. I think Eddie Hearn, he's got a tough decision to make. Because if Anthony wants to fight, Eddie Hearn has, what does he always say? I work for the fighters, right? And if AJ wants to fight, he has to give him the fight. And it'll be a huge payday, and I don't think it's going to hurt AJ's profile if he loses to Fury. And then Fury can go on after that and fight Usyk, and then who knows what he does after that. No one knows what the hell Fury's going to do. Plus, he was trying to fight. Didn't he fight the strong man, strongest guy in the world? I was trying to fight him in some crap. Fury's always stayed in the headlines, but there are a lot of doubts about the possibility of the fight happening, man. You know, you got to understand, a couple months after Joshua Usyk lost, you know, that, I don't know, but AJ wants it, and we'll see. But Fury's already declared that, you know, everyone knows that he'll be the overwhelming betting favorite, which you got to say that is true. And Eddie Hearn's come out and say, look, we got the contract, we're talking, and, you know, we'll take a look at what was written and what was submitted, and then we'll make a counter offer, and we'll go from there. But, you know, hopefully it doesn't take too long to work things out. It's pretty straightforward. 60-40 split of everything and done. And maybe the month of the fight taking place, I think November's a little soon, but who knows, man? We'll see. But they're adamant about that fight taking place in the UK. Although the site fee over in Saudi Arabia would probably be a lot more money, Tyson Fury doesn't want that. He said a fight with AJ has to take place in the UK. And it only makes sense. Tyson Fury against Anthony Joshua, yes, the money is significantly less than fighting in Saudi Arabia. No one's giving you $200 million, $300 million to fight in the UK. But they still going to make a lot of money. But the whole country want to support you, man, and want to come out and see that fight. And you're taking to Saudi. That's why Tyson Fury is like, no, it's going to happen here in the UK. Eddie Hearn's looking for money. But Tyson Fury is like, no, it's about legacy. It's about our fellow countrymen. We'll do the fight here. And, you know, I'm not from the UK, but I think I agree with him looking at the UK as a place to hold a fight. I think that's fair. So, I mean, it's got to work. You know, they wanted to deliver to the British fans. And I think it'll have a significant gate because there's just massive interest from the international public, but especially the British public. And it will probably break all pay-per-view records, for real. And so, I mean, whatever it generates, you know, so the point is Tyson wants to fight there, and that's what he said. So we'll see what happens, man. They're just trying to determine the price point on the pay-per-view, so we'll see what happens, man. They just have to accept it, and they'll go from there. But I just don't see how anyone can really pick Anthony Joshua at this point. Some people are slamming Tyson Fury, saying, hey, he's a douchebag, you know. He knows Joshua's coming off of 2 losses. He's had that meltdown in the ring. Psychologically, he's not there. His confidence isn't there. He doesn't have a trainer. You know, Eddie Hearn is all over the place. You're going to come now and challenge this man while his career is in shambles, knowing he's extremely vulnerable, to just break him down even more? I understand that, what people are saying. I also understand that this is boxing. What's Tyson Fury supposed to do? Give him all the advantages in the world? And then say, okay, I want to fight you? No, catch him while he's vulnerable. I mean, look, there's only one Mayweather. I don't care what nobody says. Mayweather's like, nah, get healthy, whatever weight you want, whatever. No excuses, right? That was Mayweather. He didn't want any excuses with anyone he fought. And he got in there and just, did what he did. Tyson Fury, not really like that, but at the end of the day, he wants to fight. And I think the thing with Fury is he wants to fight sooner than later because he has to defend that WBC belt. He has a voluntary, so the WBC allowed him to make one voluntary defense, and he's choosing to do it against AJ. But this is a stay busy fight for Tyson Fury. He should beat AJ with no problem, and then go on and fight Usyk, because Usyk wasn't talking about fighting until like March or May. Tyson Fury can't wait that long. So a huge fight, huge payday, and then go on to fight Usyk. Now the thing is, once the fight's over, who knows what the hell's going to happen with AJ? And that's what kind of sucks about it. What does AJ go from having a third loss on his record? That would suck. But hey, it's boxing, and if you ask me if I give AJ a chance, I still give him a chance, because that AJ with the anger and wanting to fight, and he's big and he can box. I just think he's vulnerable right now. He's gone through so much, but AJ has what it takes to beat any heavyweight. But he's got to figure some things out. But if they make this fight, there's going to be a lot of people ridiculing Tyson Fury and ridiculing Eddie Hearn. More slamming, I think, Eddie Hearn for letting this fight happen. And I think this could really hurt Eddie Hearn's image and his relationship with AJ. And AJ's dad don't play either. AJ's dad might come out there, man, and, put a foot in Eddie Hearn's backside because, he's not taking care of his son. But AJ's an adult, and AJ is going to do what he wants. But we'll see. I don't think I don't think AJ is just a walk in the park necessarily, but I think he's vulnerable, and I just think you got to side with Fury on this one. But we'll see what happens. That being said, you guys keep cool. Appreciate the support. Shout out to all the veterans. Shout out to everybody. Really appreciate it. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.